Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from Not the Commander Scores studio today, and yeah, I actually didn't have time to put up the camera equipment either with my current setup with where I'm at, and that's okay, I think. I mean, we can go one day without you seeing my lovely face, right? Regardless, let's talk about something other than, well, the camera setup, and we'll talk about a brand new exciting card, Dr. Madison Li, which seems like a really exciting commander that I believe is coming out in a Fallout product at some point. Regardless, yeah, Fallout apparently is with Magic now, and yeah, I mean, I enjoy the Fallout games. I don't know if you do as well, but it's a very exciting commander, regardless if you enjoy the games or not. A 2/3 human scientist in Jeskai, blue, red, and white, so very low to the ground, just 3 mana. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. Finally, an energy, my goodness, commander. Finally. Let's see what it does, though. Tap, pay, and energy. Target creature gets +1 with 0 and gains triple haste till end of turn. Tap, pay 3 energy. Draw a card. Tap, pay 5 energy. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This, I think, has a lot of potential. It's a very exciting one. And again, yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for an energy commander for a long time. Many players out there have as well. It's a kind of mechanic where you really need to dedicate a lot to it. And yeah, having a commander that actually does energy and gives you energy is a huge boon for an energy deck, and really can put energy on the map, I think. These abilities, I mean, the first one is nice. Okay, trample and haste +1 with 0. Yeah, cool. Okay, you can attack with something right away. You can activate an ability right away as well, and tap ability potentially on another creature as well. Drawing a card. Who doesn't love to draw cards? And of course, there's ways that we can take advantage of drawing those cards. And the last one, yeah, that is pretty massive. Being able to just bring an artifact back from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, sure, but being able to just get it right out, that is pretty crazy. And of course, there's some crazy potential with that as well, and some powerful plays. 5 energy is a decent amount, but again, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you're getting energy, so you can gain a lot throughout the game. We'll talk about plenty of ways to use and abuse that. And of course, there's other cards that can help you gain energy throughout the game as well, and maybe even help you do some pretty broken things too with this. So yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect to be talking about an energy commander today, but I'm pretty excited that we get to talk about one. So on this episode, I'm going to be going through the budget buys, price of your picks as well. Budget buys cards are less than $1, price of your picks cards that are more than $1 you should be considering for this brand new commander. If you are excited about this commander, make sure you check out that card list link in the description below. Consider picking some of them up. And of course, yeah, let's jump into it. Now, first up, when it comes to the budget buys, again, cards that are less than $1, yeah, Ornithopter, very budget friendly at just 8 cents. A 0/2 flying Thopter, that costs 0. Now, why am I bringing up just a simple creature? Well, again, that 0 cost right there, that is massive, and you can really lean into either, well, free artifacts like this one, or ones that have a very low cost, or we'll talk about some of the ways to potentially make some cost of artifacts cost even less. Because, hey, if you can get this artifact into play and maybe have some ways to bounce it and recast it again and again and again, well, you get more and more energy counters for your commander. And yeah, of course, there's some infinite loops that you can do to make infinite energy, and then you can do some really fun things with that as well. I should say, depending on the playgroup. Some playgroups don't like infinite combos, so there you go. Moving on, speaking of infinite combo, though, Quarter Monitor. Now, this one is really good with this commander for a couple of reasons, even if you're not going infinite. Artifact creature. So again, it triggers your commander. You get an energy counter. Cool. 2 mana, 1/4. Enters the battlefield, untap target artifact or creature you control. So you can untap your commander and activate your commander's ability again. So you can potentially get, 2 big artifacts out of your graveyard, right? Essentially in a turn, or draw some cards, or, give creatures haste. But again, keep in mind with this one specifically, hey, if you've got ways to essentially get energy whenever this comes into play, you might be able to go infinite with your commander with a sacrifice outlet. Let's just say that. And we'll talk about some other cards here in a little bit that might work well with this. So yeah, untap effects, of course, can be considered for this commander because, well, you want to be able to use those great abilities. So there we go. Moving on, Decoction Module. Artifact. So again, this helps whenever you get this into play. Cool. You get an extra, well, energy counter from your commander. On top of that, whenever a creature in the battlefield under your control, you get an energy counter. So again, kind of like I talked about the Quarter Monitor, yeah, there's definitely some crazy combos that you could do to make infinite energy or whatnot. But also, this one does work in a couple of good ways for you, again, because it also says pay 4, tap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. So it can be another way to essentially, again, use and abuse ETBs, or again, get another, energy counter out of a creature, or 2 energy counters out of an artifact creature when you get that back into play. And of course, actually, I believe this is like a 3-part kind of like combo machine as well with all the other modules. Anyways, it's a very good card to consider. Moving on, Dynavolt Tower. So this one helps you out in another way as well. Artifact for 3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get 2 energy counters. You can also tap and use 5 energy to do 3 damage to our creature players. Basically, lightning bolt something. So you can utilize energy that you are making to actually lightning bolt things. Take out medium-sized to small creatures or planeswalkers, or just, pummel your opponent's faces for fun. And then also, of course, for all those instant sorceries that you might be casting, now you also gain energy from those as well. So if you have a decent amount in the deck, make sure you're considering this one too. Moving on, Electrostatic Pummeler. There's also artifacts that already give you energy when you play them. Electrostatic Pummeler is a 3-cost construct that cost, 3-cost construct that is a 1/1. There we go. Enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy counters. So again, you are getting, from your commander, you can get from other sources as well. But yeah, this can actually just give you a lot of energy as it does. When you pay 3 as well, you get +X until I've turned X is its power. So yeah, this could be a win con for you as well later in the game. If you have a good amount of energy, you can make this incredibly massive in absolutely no time, basically doubling its power again and again and again. But yeah, keep in mind, if you've got ways again to maybe get this into play, get it back out of play, maybe replay it, maybe you can replay it for free in some circumstances, yeah, you can get an absurd amount of energy with something that gives you energy when it comes into play. Moving on, Foundry Inspector. Like I was talking about, we can utilize some artifact reduction costs, like this one. Artifact spells you cost 1 less to cast. There you go. And basically, again, we got multiple of these, kinds of cards essentially in play, ones that reduce the cost more and more and more. Yeah, we can essentially cast, I keep messing that up. Goodness, cast cost. There we go. We can cast a couple for free then. Again, if you can cast the Electrostatic Pummeler for free, and then you play something to bounce it back to your hand, and then you recast it, it's an absurd amount of energy you can get pretty quickly. So yeah, make sure you're considering some cost reduction. Next up, Rebuild. Like I talked about, hey, when it comes to bouncing artifacts, that can be a very good thing for you and a bad thing for your opponents. Return all artifacts back to their hands. So essentially, yeah, you can rebuild the board with artifacts, and you can say, you know what, let's restart things when it comes to that. I bounce my artifacts back to my hand, I can replay them, get even more energy, even more triggers from my commander. And then my opponents, well, they might not be as lucky. They might just have mana rocks in play that, get bounced, and they got nothing out of that. Moving on, Lightning Runner. This one can kind of, if you've got a way to make infinite energy, you just kind of win with this, essentially. When it attacks, you get 2 energy. Then you may pay, I believe that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. If you pay, you untap all creature control out of phase, virtual combat phase. So I guess I should say, if this can be protected in combat, or if you can ensure this gets through, and you've got an absurd amount of energy, yeah, you can win with this with basically infinite combats. Or yeah, if you got infinite energy, infinite combat. So make sure you're considering that. Moving on, Aether Squall Ancient. A 6/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get 3 energy. And by paying, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They really need to find a way to make that easier instead of having to count all that. Return all other creatures to the owner's hands. Activate the ability only time you can cast a sorcery. So essentially, a way to say, you know what? Hey, I'm going to bounce it back to my hand. And then we're just going to bounce all the other creatures back to the owner's hands. And we're going to make sure that we have this board wipe that we can do. But that being said, keep in mind that this is a great way to just build up energy throughout the game as well. So yeah, there's a lot of great ways, especially on a budget, that you can build up a lot of energy for this commander. But now let's move on to the pricier picks, and first up we've got Battle Mage's Bracers. Yeah, unfortunately this used to be less than $1, now definitely not less than $1, $2.55. Equip creature has haste, so that's nice, allowing our commander essentially to activate right away. On top of that, whenever an ability of an equipped creature is activated, of this equipped creature, if it is in a mana ability, you can pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. So choose to target for the copy. So yeah, again, basically you can double up your commander's ability for just a single mana, and that is absolutely massive. Again, basically, hey, reanimate 2 artifacts out of your graveyard, draw 2 cards, essentially. A lot of good things that you can do. Next up, Intruder Alarm. This card actually is surprisingly nearly budget friendly. Now, $1.43, so just at, in the pricier picks outside the budget buys. Enchantment for 3 mana. Creatures don't untap their controllers on tap steps, but whenever a creature is on the battlefield, untap all creatures. So again, if you're utilizing your commander to get something out of your graveyard, and it is an artifact creature, cool. You get to untap your commander then, so you can utilize another ability. And again, if you're set up properly, maybe you even have a way to basically, again, generate infinite energy when you're doing crazy things with this. I mean, if you got a way to, get Electrostatic Pummeler out and play, sacrifice it, and also gain energy out of other ways, yeah, there's a lot of crazy possibilities. Next up, Jeskai Ascendancy. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creature control +1/+1 until turn, untap those creatures. If you cast a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. If you discard a card. So essentially, hey, yeah, play those artifacts. I mean, non-creature artifacts. And also untap, and also instant sorceries. All the lovely non-creature spells. Just play those, untap all your creatures, including your commander, so you can utilize that ability again and again and again. Yeah, this one already has combo potential too, so a crazy good card. And of course, Aetherworks Marvel. A really, really good card just outside of $1. Legendary artifact for 4. Whenever a permanent you control is put in a graveyard, you get an energy. So yet another way to gain energy throughout the game. Again, if you've got these kind of weird combinations where you're sacrificing artifacts, get them in your graveyard to get them back out, etc., etc., this can be a way to build up even more energy with this. Also, tap, pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a card from one of its mana cost with the rest of the bottom of your library in random order. So again, cast things for free. Again, get things out of your graveyard for free essentially with your commander, pull for energy. This one also get things off the top of your library and cast them for free. So a lot of extra value. And of course, this plays really well into any of those untap effects that you can utilize as well for it. Keep in mind too, I mean, cast things off the top of your library for free. Also, yeah, ways to get things in your graveyard can be very, 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 very beneficial to your commander. So yeah, any kind of like looting effects essentially can be great, and you have access to a lot of those. Just thought I'd mention that. And when it comes to looting and drawing, hey, let's take an advantage, you know, of our commander's ability. Let's take even more advantage of it. It's very Sage Insight, a great card. If you draw a card, except the first one you draw into your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. So essentially doubling up again on our commander's activated ability to draw a card and make it a lot more efficient. Again, it's basically what, 1 card for 3 energy. Now it's kind of like 2 cards for 3 energy, and that's just a lot more efficient. A lot more cards going to be drawn, and a lot more ways to take advantage of that. And then finally we've got, oh, if I didn't scroll down too far, there we go. And then finally we've got Gandhi's Aether Heart. Ledger artifact for a 6. Whenever another artifact is about from your control, you get 2 energy. Yeah, this can give you an absurd amount of energy throughout the game, and again, can lead to some of those crazy combinations. On top of that, when you do want to utilize it, you can pay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. Exile this, takes an extra turn for this one. Yeah, getting extra turn can be brutally effective, crazy, and yeah, luckily this exiles or be pretty broken because you can just keep getting back out and play again and again and again. Regardless, yeah, this has a lot of potential in a deck like this, and yeah, it's barely a pricier pick again, just 58 cents more than the cutoff, but still a great pick indeed. So overall, yeah, Dr. Madison Li, I think, is a very exciting new commander. I am really excited that Wizards finally made an energy counter commander, a dedicated one essentially, and I'm excited for the potential of this one. Again, there's some crazy things that you can do that you don't have to make combos with it, but you might accidentally kind of just make some absurd synergies just by getting some of those energy builders essentially in play. And yeah, there's a lot of cool combinations. Yeah, make sure you're keeping in mind, you know, ways to get cards into your graveyard, you know, like those looting effects I was talking about essentially. You've got a lot of fantastic ones. Wheel effects can be great as well. Get some great artifacts out of your graveyard, get them into play, do crazy things. Sure, draw some cards and give creatures haste and trample as well. So yeah, a very exciting commander. I'm excited to see what players out there do with this one. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this one. If you are interested in this commander and in these cards, make sure you check out that card list link in the description below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one.
This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.